What's up, guys? It's GG Sports here again with my friend Johnny. This is episode 4.
A New Hope.
A New Hope. Like.
All right. So question 1 was about Kevin Durant wants out of the Nets. The two teams that he is, that he said he's interested in joining are the Phoenix Suns and the Miami Heat. So, what are your thoughts?
Okay, I was honestly pretty shocked seeing KD request a trade out of Brooklyn because I really thought him and Kyrie were really gonna try again. Like I said in previous videos, I think they were gonna try again, but that wasn't the case. So, I mean, I kind of saw it happening when they said KD and Kyrie weren't in contact ever since Kyrie opted in, which was like, what the heck? So, and also Kyrie opted in. I mean, when the Nets front office found out Kyrie opted in through Twitter.
Yes, that was kind of crappy.
That was kind of crappy. Well, so KD, that's the two teams. The Phoenix Suns and the Miami Heat, which are both number 1 seeds.
Yeah.
Which is not surprising at all because we've seen it happen before with the Warriors.
Yep.
I'm kind of not surprised that he chose those two teams. They're really good teams. They're talented and whatnot.
Because I believe this last season, before the playoffs, they had the best records.
Yes.
For the West and the East?
I believe so. I think the West. I think the Phoenix Suns have the best record. I'm not too sure about the Heat, though.
Okay. We'll have to double check.
Yeah, we'll have to double check. I really think he fits with the Heat.
I think so, too. I really agree with that.
Yeah. I don't think he'll stay in the same conference, though. Like, stay in the East. I think he should go West. But still, I mean, it's a more realistic situation. Yeah. Usually they go to different conferences, which is super rare for him to go in the same conference but in a different team, you know. So
yeah, I just really think he would fit well with the Heat. I think Phoenix has a couple points of drama on their team, and I think Kevin Durant, after what happened with the Nets, he's gonna want to avoid that. Yeah. I also want to say who called it that he wanted out of the Nets.
You did call it. He called it. He called it. He called it.
Watch episode 3.
Episode 3. Revenge of the Sith. So, no, yeah, but I really hope he joins the Heat because I think him and Jimmy Butler would be a pretty good duo.
Yeah, and I really like the Heat. I want Jimmy Butler to get a championship, just not at the expense of my Warriors. But
and you know, it would also mean Jimmy Butler wouldn't have to carry the team.
That's true.
The whole time. I also have some mock trades.
Oh yeah, so tell me about that.
So Kevin Durant is gonna go to the Heat, right? But the Heat need to match the salary KD's getting paid. So that means they would have to give us some of the players. I think
that's all this goes on is matching salaries.
Yes, sort of.
Okay.
So Kyle Lowry, I think he should leave. I mean, like, look, you saw this year's playoffs. He didn't really contribute to the team that much. I mean, he was flopping the whole time, so it didn't really work out. Yeah. I think Oladipo, opted in, but I don't think he's gonna stay if they want Kevin Durant. So I think he's gonna be part of that trade. And then I know you're not gonna like this, Tyler Hero. Yeah. He's a bench player. I mean, he can start. But I don't think he's going to be...
No, and it would be a good trade for Kevin Durant.
And I think 1 or 2 round picks will be thrown in there too. So, I mean, that's the best scenario I can see going down. Yeah. So those 3 players plus 1 or 2 draft picks will get KD. So, the Suns, I think that would be really unfair if you joined the Suns. Because that team is so talented and dangerous. Yeah. And then when you add KD to that lineup, it's over. Personally, it's like, oh my gosh, dude, like, it's gonna be unstoppable. So yeah, it's gonna be really tough to see. So I threw in a bunch of stuff in here because, like, it's insane. I tried so many scenarios, less players, and it still wouldn't work out. So I threw in Jay Crowder, Sarge. These are all bench players too, minus Crowder, and a couple round picks for KD. Yeah. Like Torrey Craig and Cameron Payne.
Dang, to get it to match is kind of a lot of people.
Kind of to match, yeah.
Yeah, I think Kevin Durant is a good player. I think his performance with the Nets was not the best, but that's not totally his fault. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on with them. So, personally, I want to see him go to the Heat, but both the Suns and the Heat have options for him. And the Nets will get some good players in return for that.
Yeah. Also want to add on to Ben Simmons kind of jinxed it. when he posted that picture of him in the locker room.
Yeah.
He said, I think it was like feeling incredible or blessed, and then like 30 minutes later, Katie's requested a trade. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
I don't know how the Nets are gonna be after that.
Yeah, they're gonna have to, with the other trades that are rumored to happen that we're gonna talk about later. They're gonna have a lot of recovery to do. It looks like the Kyrie Westbrook deal with the Lakers is going to happen. That's what it seems like.
I'm waiting for a notification right now.
Yeah. So it looks like it's a possibility. The trade is centered on Westbrook and THT from the Lakers being traded in exchange for Kyrie and either Joe Harris or Seth Curry.
Yeah.
Which those salaries are kind of even. Westbrook has, I think he is the second highest paid
in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the league.
His contract is $47 million. THT's salary is $10 million for the year. Kyrie's contract that he just signed was $37 million. Joe Harris's yearly salary is $17 million. Around that. All these are around with rounding. Or Seth Curry has an $8 million salary. So it kind of evens out.
Yeah.
I think the Nets are going to try to get something else, though. I don't think this is the final version of the deal.
Okay.
In my opinion. That's what I think. I think they're going to try to get something else, whether that be draft picks or another player, something else. I really don't think this is the final version.
Oh, yeah, definitely not the final version.
Yeah.
But I do see this trade going down soon.
And the Nets want to give up Harris, but the Lakers are really trying to get Seth Curry.
Yeah. I mean, I think they want either one, but their most preferred is Curry, though. So, yeah, seeing this in here and all this is like really crazy for me because I'm a huge Laker fan and I really love Kyrie Irving. So, and also heard LeBron. I don't know if you heard this too. LeBron really wants Kyrie.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's the one player he's really, really hoping would join the Lakers is Kyrie Irving. So, yeah, I can see this team going pretty far too. And also got this as well. I did have one with THT, but some reason it didn't work out. I don't know why. It was probably the salaries or whatnot. But I did throw in Seth Curry and Joe Harris both worked. With this, I tested it out too. So, yeah, it would be Westbrook with 2 draft picks, and then for Kyrie and Seth Curry. But with THT, I feel like it would work out too. Depending, like you said, it's not the final offer. They're still trying to work.
No, I'm sure they're constantly going through this.
Oh yeah, dude. Like honestly, either Joe Harris or Seth Curry, I'm happy with.
Yeah, they're both good.
They're both good players.
I'm partial to Seth Curry.
Oh, I know. Yeah, reasons. Seth Curry is pretty good, man. So
I really don't think this is the final version of the deal, though.
No, definitely.
I think the Nets are gonna try to get something else out of the Lakers.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm really hoping for a Woj bomb right now, but we'll see how that goes, man.
Yeah.
So the next one is Rudy Gobert. He was traded to Minnesota. The Minnesota Timberwolves this weekend. Was it this weekend? No.
Yeah, it was either yesterday or the day before.
It's probably Friday.
Yeah.
And he's going to team up with Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell.
In the trade, the Utah Jazz got Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverley, Jared Vanderbilt, Leonardo Bolmaro, and Walker Kessler. Sorry if I mispronounced any of the names.
And numerous draft picks, too.
Yes.
How many, do you know how many
draft picks? I don't know how many draft picks. I forgot to write.
I think it was like 4 or 5.
Yeah, but this is a 1 to 5 player trade.
Yeah.
Which seems crazy, but in their defense, in the Timberwolves' defense, their defense struggled last season. They did good, but their defense struggled. And Gobert is a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah. So he might be exactly what they need.
But he's not really good on offense, though. He's not a great offensive player.
He isn't, but they
need the defense. Yeah.
And in the Jazz point of view, they just hired a new head coach.
They did.
Will Hardy. And so I feel like the players he just got a lot of people, and he's trying to assemble the team the way he wants.
Yeah.
So all these players that he got, they might not stay. They might be used as leverage to get other players or other things that they need. So I don't think those 5 players are going to exactly stay with the Jazz.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be moved around, and that version of the Jazz right now is not what they're going to use to start the season.
Yeah. I'm also really curious on what Donovan Mitchell is thinking about all this and what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Because I really thought he was going to leave, because might as well. I mean, the team's going to be in a rebuild stage right now, so. But it sounds like he's not, because there's been reports saying he's locked in. I think he should stay, honestly, but I wouldn't be surprised if he left.
Yeah.
Like, the Jazz haven't had much playoff success recently. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's time for some change. Like, so, I mean...
And that usually happens when you get a new head coach. They try to change things to make the team exactly what they want.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost the same stuff.
And to also fix all the mistakes they've had previously, before he wasn't even on the team. So,
yeah. I feel like it's a similar situation to what's going on with
the Lakers. Yeah, moving Rudy Gobert is really a really, really big move. Mm-hmm. I think it's a huge move.
Yeah.
Because it was just like took me out of nowhere. It was like that was probably one of the biggest like off-season news I've heard recently.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah,
1 to 5 player trade is very interesting.
The Jazz gave up not the Jazz. Was it the Jazz? They gave up so much, or was it
the Timberwolves?
The Timberwolves.
Yeah,
the
Timberwolves. They gave up the 5.
They gave up so much for that one player. You really hope it works out because you gave up so much for him.
Yeah, it could.
It could go either way. So that's the one thing I'm concerned about that team. It can go either way. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's.
But on the flip side, the Jazz get a lot of leverage because they did get some good players, so they can move some stuff around and use it to get other pieces that they need.
Yeah, they also got the Finals MVP. Patrick Beverley. We're back on that train again. Patrick Beverley, Finals MVP.
I don't want those jokes to ever stop.
They're not gonna stop. He's Finals MVP in our hearts. Hopefully, Timberwolves do well with that, and we'll see how Utah rebuilds.
Yeah. In
the coming years.
Yeah. When the season starts, it's gonna be very interesting.
It's gonna be very interesting.
There's a lot of moves happening.
And you're really curious on how they work and what they do over there. So yeah.
Yeah. And we won't know for sure if a team made a bad decision until like the trade deadline where they try to fix some of the mistakes.
Oh yeah. What were some of the most surprising trades or signings this offseason? And I know your team has been letting go a lot of people.
Yeah, so this is the impression segment.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you get it out.
So first off, Juan Toscano-Anderson was not offered a contract to return by the Warriors, so he signed with the Lakers. So pretty depressed about that.
Yeah.
The two I'll do the two surprising ones last. Damian Lee was also not offered a contract, so he signed, I think it was a 1-year deal with the Suns.
Yeah.
So we're just giving all our people away to our enemies, I guess. Bielitsa, his situation was interesting. He left the NBA.
He went to Turkey, right?
Yeah, to play in Turkey.
Yeah.
Because they offered him a lot of money. So that was a depressing one because all of these were depressing, the ones from the Warriors.
Yeah.
Because they had a really good bench this last season.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And almost every player had 2 or 3 games where they really shined.
I think the Bielitsa one was pretty surprising because he was pretty good off the bench.
Yeah. And they all had like a game or two where you were like, man, they are playing great. And then to see him go was really sad.
Yeah, and it's crazy because during the playoffs too, I would tell you, your bench was insane because they'd be doing the same amount of effort as the starting players. So, yeah.
And the 2 really surprising ones for me that I was not expecting at all was, I had said it before, I was like, the 2 bench players that they really need to get back, like that weren't talked about as much as some of the other ones, were Gary Payton II and Otto Porter Jr.
Oh, yeah.
And they were also not offered contracts, so Gary Payton II has signed with the Trailblazers, and Otto Porter Jr. has signed with the Raptors.
Oh, man.
So it's just sad.
Yeah.
Because you can't keep all of them because all the amounts go up when you win a championship.
And plus they gotta pay the star players too, and especially the ones that are getting offers too.
Yeah, because you gotta think all those people are getting offers from other teams, so to get them to stay with the Warriors, you need to offer more money.
Yes.
And everybody's salaries go up when you win a championship. So they're kind of picking and choosing who they want to keep, and I think it's really sad that they lost Gary Payton II and Otto Porter Jr. because they added so much offensively and defensively, especially in the finals.
Oh, yeah.
They were like one of the reasons they won the finals. Like those 2 bench players were one of the reasons.
Yeah.
And it's really sad to see them go. Though, so far, one of the positives that we've gotten is that Looney was offered a contract to come back. I think it was around $25 million. I should have written that down, but I forgot.
It's not official yet, though, right? It hasn't been announced.
I don't think it's official yet.
Okay.
I don't think he's like actually signed the papers yet.
Okay.
But he was offered it, and I think that's a great one. They really need Looney to come back. Looney was... I said it at the beginning. I was like, he's one of the most underrated players
of the season. Played all 81 games this season, dude.
Played all 81 games. And in the regular season, and he played in every single playoff game and finals game.
Oh, man.
So that guy did a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Another interesting one that's a little off topic that I saw was that Curry and Clay played more games together than Kyrie and Durant did in the past 3 years.
That's true.
And that was just Curry and Clay this last season.
Well, yeah.
Played more games than those two did in 3 years.
Oh.
I know that's a little off topic, but
no,
I
that's
thought
hilarious.
That was so surprising.
That's surprising though.
Because you remember when it was like Kyrie, Durant, and Harden. It was like that was the big trio to go up against, and it did not work out.
It did not work out.
So that was my depression segment. What about you? What was your most interesting trades that have happened so far, or rumors of trades?
Well, I'm just gonna get my team out of the way because the Lakers had some pretty good signings lately. Mm-hmm. They were doing exactly what they needed to do.
You got JTA.
Yeah, they got Juan Toscano-Anderson, and they got all these young players, which is what they needed. Mm-hmm. And I also heard LeBron wasn't involved at all, which was really
Le GM.
Le GM wasn't invested at all, which is crazy because usually he is. Mm-hmm. But he's more focused on Kyrie, so
that's true.
That's true. I think that's what he needs to focus on more. Mm-hmm. But like Rob Pelinka and Darvin Ham with those signings was really great.
That's what they need is young
Exactly.
players.
They needed the young players that can develop and learn off of each other, and also from the role players and the older players, obviously. So that was pretty great. The rumors so far, like Kyrie, obviously the Kyrie one's crazy. I think that's the only rumor I can think of. But besides that, the Lakers were, so far it's like a B plus or A minus. Okay. I think it would bump up to A plus if they get Kyrie. So I'm waiting for that Woj bomb. But anyway, I think the Rudy Gobert trade was crazy enough.
Yeah.
That was a pretty big one. But also Jalen Brunson signing with the Knicks. He signed with the Knicks for like a 4-year deal, I believe. Mm-hmm. I was really hoping he would stay in Dallas with Luka, because he would have more success over there. To me, honestly, because the Knicks think he's Michael Jordan for some reason. But yeah, with the run they had obviously last year, it was crazy. Even when Luka was out, he was out there carrying the team, I think. Mm-hmm. So you would think he would stay.
That happened with a lot of teams.
It did.
On a side note, that happened with Memphis. That happened.
Memphis.
It happened with the Warriors at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Because they had Curry out, and then obviously it was the beginning of the playoffs with Luka being out.
Yep. Because they played him in the last game for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, besides that's one. The other one too is Bradley Beal. Signed a 5-year deal with the Wizards. I mean, I don't know why he's staying with that team, man.
Yeah.
I don't think he's.
We talked about that in the last
first or second video. I don't remember, but he has not having any success with that team. I think. Like I said before, the closest he'll ever get to that having success is with Westbrook, but it obviously didn't work out. So, seeing him stay another 5 years is just weird because he's not going to go in the playoffs for the next 5 years. But he's doing it because he's chasing the bag. I think it was like a $214 million deal.
Yeah.
So, I think that's...
money is a big part.
Yeah, I think the Bradley Beal one was pretty big to me. Mm-hmm. Like, it was just like, what the heck? You want to stay with that team still? So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the off-season so far.
Yeah, it's been interesting. And money has been, like, it's always a big factor in these things, but...
Oh, yeah.
With the salaries being as high as they are, it's like a lot of money.
Any closing thoughts?
Nope, just that I am super depressed about all the people
Warriors.
leaving the Warriors.
Yeah, that's a weird thing too. It's just like they're cutting so many players that are contributed a lot. You would think they would keep them.
I loved this last team.
Yeah.
I've loved the ones that came before, but this last version of the team, I loved them, and I thought they were all great players and contributed a lot. Mm-hmm. I don't think I ever once throughout this season was like, we need to get rid of that person. I don't think that thought ever came across my mind.
It was like that the whole season.
Yeah. But it's just sad to see them go. But they're really good players, and whatever team they go to, they're going to bring a lot.
Yeah, you hope they have great success out there. So, for me...
And the Lakers better use JTA, right?
Oh, yeah. No, they will. I hope the Lakers get Kyrie.
Yeah.
I'm still hoping. I'm still waiting for that bush bomb.
I think it's gonna.
It's gonna happen. They're saying it was gonna happen today.
I think it's just the deal's got to go through some more refinement. I don't think it's the. I think the amounts are even, but I don't think the. I don't mean this to be rude. I don't think the quality is even.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Kyrie to LA. Make it happen, please. Yeah. Make it happen.
Maybe we'll have news for you guys in next week's roundup.
Oh yeah, we will. Hopefully. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share it all your friends and family, man.
All right.
See you guys later. I don't have a hat this time, but we're gonna do invisible hat. All right.